consistency. All right. All right, you guys, I want to respect your time, so we're going to jump right in. Can you all nod your heads or show me in the chat box if you can see my screen? Cool. Awesome. Oh, mute people. Okay, cool. All right, you guys, I'm so excited to do this. I'm going to try to, let me try to move this up. Gonna work? No? Okay. I'm not gonna make it a full screen just because then I can't see the chat box and things like that as it comes in. But all right, you guys, I'm calling this whole series Brand You, and this is gonna be a 3-part workshop basically for you just to dive into your social media. So many people just feel like they're really struggling, or they don't necessarily, like exactly like you guys said, they don't know how to step into really creating an authentic brand, how to monetize their influence online, where to even start. There's so many people, so many network marketing companies out there just doing it wrong, and it's just giving network marketers a bad name. So I really wanted to create this series and just show you some of my social media hacks I've learned for so long and just be able to help so many of you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Laren. I was actually in the beauty industry for over 17 years. I'm known for building multiple 6-figure stylists to be making like $250,000, which is unheard of for a stylist. What I specialized in was this, getting very, very clear at really identifying each one as a brand within a brand. And it helped us grow to a $6.5 million salon brand that was multiple locations. I was known in the industry with L'Oreal for being one of the top business coaches for branding. And I hit a point where I was like, I don't want to just manage 100 stylists. I want to be able to impact thousands of people. And that was a big shift for me also when I saw the power of social media and how it was growing so fast. And you could create such an influence online and be able to grow networks so much bigger. And there was just such a big opportunity with network marketing. And so when I saw the power of what that could do, and I could take the same vehicle and the same principles that I had been using in the beauty industry and be able to apply them to network marketing and attract powerful leaders to be able to do the same thing with, but be able to make way more money, way more impact, and actually follow this bigger mission and calling that had been put on my heart, was when I said yes. And I jumped all in 2 years ago to build a business with Isagenix and go full time. Follow me on Instagram. My name is Laren Kelly on Instagram. I want you guys to document this. I want you to get in the habit of documenting your days. Take a photo of somewhere along this whole presentation. I want you to post on your Instagram. I want you guys to tag me. I want you to get in the habit of starting to familiarize yourself on putting yourself out there on Instagram, documenting what you're doing, what you're learning, the whole process that you're going through in Isagenix, so that your followers and your audience can start to see and learn from you and see that you're investing your time and to step into the next level of leadership. I'm going to do an enter to win too for anybody that does do this. And when you post on your Instagram stories, I want you to say something that you learned from the next hour that really resonated with you and stood out and is going to make a big shift in your business. And I'm going to enter you win some e-shots. I'm going to give you guys some e-shots. So also, I want you guys to support each other. So in the chat box, I can't really see the chat box, but in the chat box, I want you guys to put your Instagram handles too, so that you guys can follow each other and support each other. Yes, you're not going to, obviously, you're all in Isagenix, but the more you guys can love on each other's posts and the more you can support each other's posts, the higher engagement, the more it's going to increase your engagement and your algorithms on Instagram. So one thing right off the bat I'm going to just throw out there is find 10 core people that you love in Isagenix and build an engagement pod. And I can show you over this how to create an engagement pod that you guys can love on each other's posts to drive those algorithms to increase your engagement on Instagram. So post in there what yours is so that you guys can support each other. If you guys are on here, there's so many reasons you're on here, but I want you guys to post in the chat box what brought you here tonight. Maybe you're feeling stuck in finding enrollments. We hit this point in our business when you go from you want to share it up front because you believe in these products and what it's doing, to you want to build long-term foundation with this company that's going to change your future, build wealth in your future, truly create more freedom. Well, at some point you need to expand and evolve and really start to step into building that brand. And that's why you're here. So if you're feeling stuck in finding new enrollments, this is going to help you break through that to create more enrollments that is consistent in your business so that you always have new people reaching out to you. Maybe you want to move from treating it like a hobby to treating it like a business. How many of you have been just treating your social media or your Instagram very personal. You're just posting personal stuff on it. It's very random. It's very unintentional. It's kind of like, you have an influence in some way, or maybe you only have like 100 followers and you're like, I don't even know how to grow it. Post in the comments if that's you. Maybe you're being told by your upline or somebody in Isagenix, oh yeah, just write a list of 50 names, go on Instagram and just start mass messaging people. Don't do that. There's such powerful ways to be so much more.
See, not everything that she's talking about.
And truly become an attraction marketing machine. I am not somebody that I'm just going to go mass message a bunch of people. I'm so intentional with how I do things that I've created this flow of people constantly reaching out saying, hey, I've watched your journey for so long. Now I'm ready. So that's what we're really going to get you to become, is like someone that you're creating this open space. You're creating this welcome door that they're coming into you, but you're not going to be messaging them to sell them something. You're going to be building relationships that are going to build trust long-term. Or maybe you're ready just to create this massive energetic shift. Maybe you're like, I am doing everything right, but I'm ready to create an energetic shift that people can feel, that people are going to see, that is going to take you into the next level, like you 2.0. Cody's on here. I always call him Cody 2.0. Is like, what is that next level of leader that you want to be? And that a lot of times is us moving from the profession that we were in before to moving into the profession and owning being a network marketer. And that was a big shift that I had to make, is from personal experience, was being in the beauty industry and the business side for so long and having this network that followed me for that, to all of a sudden switching and being a professional network marketer. And I had to make that shift. And I knew I was going to lose some engagement. I was going to lose some followers to step into this professional network marketer, knowing those are the people that I want to attract now. And I'm going to show you kind of how I did that and what that looks like. So where do you fall within that? Post in the comments where you fall. So what this is going to look like, this is a 3-part series because, oh, someone can see. Somebody needs, oh, there we go. Not me. Oh, someone else. Everybody, if you're listening, will you guys mute your lines? Cool. Okay, so what is the purpose of this workshop? Everything that I just said, but basically there's so much content in my mind that I just want to give you all that's going to completely shift your business and your social media presence. But I had to break it up into 3 parts. So that's why it is the next 3 Sundays. So it is so important. I will record these. However, I want people to be live. I want you to be engaged. So maybe you're going to love this. Go tell everybody else on your teams and get them to the next one next Sunday night. Show them this recording and get them to the next Sunday night. But this one is going to be all about brand clarity, like truly understanding who you are as a personal brand and making that shift from treating it like a hobby to monetizing it as a business. We're going to go over how give you a social media makeover so you feel that energetic shift, and every one of your audience, like in your followers, feels that energetic shift, and getting clear on your niche and your mission of why and who you want to work with. Part 2 next week is going to be all about the methods. Our mission, going from a mission message to your method, a process, basically. Really understanding the difference between building an audience and having followers, and really understanding how to activate your people. How are you building an audience, educating your audience, engaging your audience, and activating them? And then part 3 is September 29th is all about content creation, the power of writing content that actually activates people to move them from online to actually want to reach out to you, to being a part of your Isagenix team, and the whole process that you can do that. And there's very strategic ways of doing that. You guys really have to understand it's network marketing. We are building networks and we're marketing to them. It's not about sales. So this is teaching you everything on how to really step into that as a network marketer online. All right. So I love this. It's 2019. If you aren't taking control of your presence online, you are leaving money on the table, 100%. You're leaving yourself vulnerable to getting left behind or losing clients to people who are losing clients to people who are showing up online. You might be thinking right now, oh my gosh, I have a consistent flow of enrollments all the time. I don't really need this. You do need this. You need to step into that because it's only going to keep growing, and you will lose people to somebody that is showing up. Loudest brands now win. They do. It's the people who are constantly in your face, online, showing up 100%, being vulnerable, being transparent, sharing their story, creating emotion, moving from their heart. All of these things, when people can feel that, those are the people that they want to buy from. Those are the people that they know, like, and trust, and they have built the relationship and they're going to buy. So if you're not showing up and putting it out there, and I'm not saying like shove Isagenix products in people's face. I'm saying when you learn the power of storytelling, you learn the power of your mission and your purpose and why you are bringing this to Isagenix to the world, that is going to speak and flow through content, flow through all of your strategies and everything that's going to make people want to join you, not buy from you, but join you on this. People are going to buy from you because they're buying from you, not the product. And that's the biggest shift that you have to make. So it's like, even sometimes people, all network marketing companies more teach lead with the product. But what I really want to teach you is lead with you. Lead with yourself. When you can get so clear on who you are as a brand, you are going to attract so many people to you and make that shift. Okay. And then you have that power to monetize your passion, monetize your impact, monetize your heart online. All right. So that you constantly have a flow of people coming to you. So why is it so necessary? Again, you monetize your influence. There are so many influencers online. I don't care what age you are. There are people that have high engagement. I'm not talking about people with 50,000 followers. I'm talking about people with high engagement, people that are interacting with their audience, people that are constantly referring products to other people, people that have so many comments on their pages because people love what they're talking about. But there's so many of those people that are not monetizing that influence. So it's teaching you how to identify those people and then teaching you to step into that person. There's a huge difference between being an influencer and being an impact maker. We want you to be impact makers. We don't want you just to influence something that's like a fashion blogger. We want you to create impact. Isagenix is changing the world. We are making massive impact. So how can you really understand the mission and the overall impact Isagenix is doing and bring that to the world online to truly show why you said yes, what it really resonates from your heart. We talk about events all the time and building belief and the confidence. When you get in the room, how much that shifts your belief to truly see the culture of Isagenix. That's up to us to take that home every single day and apply that every single day in our business. Apply it when we meet someone at a coffee shop, apply it when we're walking into a networking event, and treating it the same way when we show up online. The same way you're showing up to a networking event in person is the same way you're showing up online. You have to own that presence. You have to create that energy. You have to show people why Isagenix is different, why our culture is so powerful, why our culture is so different, and what makes us authentic and unique. The next one is portfolio and website. I do not treat Instagram to sell to people. Here's the difference. I don't write people necessarily to get them to buy Isagenix, but what I do is I build relationships online and offline, and then I treat my Instagram as my portfolio. If you were to own a brick and mortar business and you were to open up down the street, you are never going to be in business if you just sell to your friends and family. If you just rely on your friends and family, you're going to go out of business. No, you're going to go out and market. You're going to network. You're going to build relationships in your community. You're going to get it out there online and offline. You're going to have a website, right? We don't necessarily need websites. So treat Instagram like your website. So when I go out and I meet people, I was at Top Golf a couple days ago. We went and played Top Golf, had a day date. Our server was like, hey, I love that camera sitting there. And my boyfriend's like, yeah, that's awesome. And he's like, are you a photographer? And my boyfriend's like, no, but I take her photos for Instagram. He's like, oh, what do you do? And so it opened up the door for me to talk about Isagenix and network marketing and how to be in a vehicle for me to retire from my job and be able to be there on a Wednesday having a day date at 2:00. And he's like, that's amazing. And I'm like, here, I completely changed the subject. I was like, tell me about you. And I was like, let's follow each other on Instagram. And I just started opening the door. I started talking to him about photography, and it completely changed the subject. And here's why. Because it wasn't about selling him right there. It was about building a relationship. I wanted him to be able to then see our lifestyle, see why I'm passionate about Isagenix and all the other things that make me who I am. So I moved it to Instagram. We said bye. We made conversation. I waited a couple days. And then on Friday, I followed up with him. And I was like, hey, I would love to connect and grab coffee. So it gave him an opportunity to look at my Instagram and treat it like a portfolio, treat it like a website, allow people a glimpse in, and then nurture and build the relationship. Your reputation. People only know about you by what you tell them. I want you to really think about this. Instagram gives you the world, you guys. We have an uncapped income with Isagenix, an unlimited audience. So when you are connecting with people all over Instagram or Facebook, and these are people you don't know, Tell them what you want. Step into the leader you want to be. If you want to be a top income earner in our company, if you want to be a top leader in our company, if you want to be known for a specific thing, start stepping into that. Don't lie, but start stepping into that person that you want to become. This is your opportunity to show up as that person in your most authentic self and show your reputation and truly create the reputation online that you want people to see. So if you're just using your social media as just random pics of your cat or these random quotes that don't have intentional meaning behind it or purpose to drive people to learn more about what you're about, you're just wasting time. You're wasting space, you're wasting time instead of being, who am I and how can I show up as that and truly create this reputation that people can feel from you, that they want to reach out, they want to join your team, they want to learn more, they want to know why it's changed your life so much. That's what attraction marketing is. It attracts people to you so that you don't have to go out and direct message all these people, that you're just loving on people and building a relationship and adding value to their life, that they are coming to you. I can't tell you how many times people have reached out to me saying, I have followed your journey for 2 years. I've followed your journey for 4 years. I've watched your life transform. I've watched you transform because I've chosen to live boldly and out loud and on purpose. I'm transparent, I'm vulnerable, and I put it all out there that it allows people in behind the scenes into my life, that they feel like they know me, so that I'm not any different online than I am offline, and it brings people, attracts them. And I always have I'll talk more in content conversion in week 3, but I always have the welcome door to create the space that it creates a welcoming environment that people want to reach out. Collaboration equals shortcuts. Collaborate with other people, whether it's people with Isagenix, collaborate online, collaborate with your team, create engagement pods, however you can do it. Partner with local gyms, for example, but you create shortcuts to find ways to expand your opportunity to meet people. So start to think outside the box of collaboration. We'll talk more about that. It also allows you to be recession proof. You need to be building this because if you say you're like, okay, I have a great job, I don't really need to use social media, I'm just kind of playing with Isagenix right now. You guys, you have no idea what's going to happen in your future. Why not step into that right now? Not step into thinking we're going to have a recession, but stepping into treating like an insurance policy is you have no idea what your future looks like. No idea. So why not start working on building a personal brand right now and what that looks like so that in the future, you're attracting the people that you want to attract for long-term stability in your business. There's only so many times you're going to meet people in person before you can expand. There's only so many times you're going to go through your current list at the very beginning. You have to think long-term with this and think, what would happen in the future? Who do I want to become in the future? How do I want to grow in the future? Think long-term with this. So what are some of the challenges that are happening right now? There are so many people, you guys, that this is what not to do. Do not all of a sudden go balls to the wall after this whole workshop and be like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I want to just post all over social media. And all of a sudden you quit. There are people that keep doing this. It's like having a one-night stand instead of truly marrying Isagenix. What gives network marketing a bad name is people show up and they're so excited and they're like, join this, I'm so excited, Isagenix all over the place. And then all of a sudden a couple weeks in or a month in or a couple months in, then they quit. And then people are like, what happened? It's like, you were so excited. That is what's ruining this for people. Don't be that person. Commit. Stay committed to this. You're always going to have good times. You're always going to have hard times in this company. But truly look at this long term and be like, how can I step into being a professional network marketer and treat this like a business? If this were your own brick and mortar, again, you wouldn't just post for a couple weeks and then fall off the face of the earth. No, you commit to this and tell your people to do the same. So when you have new people come on, I want you guys to coach them on this same stuff. Say, hey, listen, we're going to put up a post, but I want you to be all in. I want you to commit to this. If you're going to run with this, let's commit. Teach them the right way to do it so that it doesn't make Isagenix look bad. Again, also don't tell them to mass message 50 people. Don't be like, hey, I want you to go on and pick every single hashtag and do this and just message people over and over. Because I get them all the time. Does that make you want to buy? I got one today for Monet. I have friends in Monet, nothing wrong with that, but she was straight for the kill. And it's like, don't be that person. Build the relationships, and we're going to teach you all the ways to do this. And then the other one that's killing it for network marketers is when they just post like one product and it looks so salesy and it's like, buy my shake. People are not going to buy from you if you're just posting buy my shake or join this and things like that. You need to get into the power of storytelling. You need to learn the power of content creation. You need to learn who you're talking to and how to speak to those people that makes them feel it from you, that makes them feel emotion. When you are like, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to write, or I'm not taking enough time to be intentional with this, you're moving from your head, you're not moving from your heart. But when you can truly be like, who am I talking to? What is the mission? What is the outcome that I want them to feel from this? What is the intention that I want them to feel from this? Then you're moving from such a different place and you're moving from your heart. So analyze that before you post anything on Insta stories, on a news feed, anything. Be like, where is this coming from? Is this truly coming from my heart? Am I moving from a place of intention, or am I just posting just to post? So maybe some of the things you're feeling is not knowing how to build an audience. We're going to address that. Maybe you don't know how to connect with people online. We're going to address that. Not knowing how to like actually post with your products without looking salesy. We are going to address all these things, I promise. So what is holding you back? Honestly, I want you guys to post this right now in the chat box. What is holding you back? Because we all have them. Those limiting beliefs that are like, this is what is exactly keeping me stuck. This is why I haven't done this. Are you afraid? Like, I hear it all the time. I'm afraid that what my boss and my coworkers are going to say. And this, I actually went through this when I was at the salon. I was the general manager of this huge salon brand, and the owner, he hit a point where he did not love that I was doing Isagenix, to be honest. And he was coming from a place of fear. He was afraid he was going to lose me, which at the end of the day, he did. I saw a bigger vision with network marketing, but I let it affect me. Therefore, I was like, oh my God, like, what is he going to think? Should I not post this? And I'm like, are you kidding me, you guys? We have the ability to be a part of impacting this world, to be a part of the bigger mission of Isagenix. You are showing up and serving people and can change people's lives, especially with all the people on here for Forever University. We have the ability with the telomere support, especially, we are changing people's lives dramatically. The world needs to hear this. Everybody needs to hear this. So do not let the opinions of your boss, the opinions of coworkers, the opinions of other people affect you and prevent you from stopping, because they're keeping you stuck. You have the ability to impact so many more people and truly create an authentic brand and a voice online that could change people's lives forever. To be a part of this world impact, do not let these people affect you. I will work with, I don't even know, who cares if I've never met you. I will work one-on-one with you to find an authentic way to do it that doesn't get you in trouble at work, but allows you to be your true self online and be able to put it out there in the right way so that you are not holding yourself back. Because if you were to get laid off tomorrow, if something were to happen to your job or your family and you needed this money, would you care what your boss thought then? No, you're going to get screwed over anyway if that's the case. This matters. So find a way to step into it, or find a way to create a social media account that they don't even see, because this is more important. Okay? Or maybe you're the last one. I feel uncomfortable putting myself out there. That was me for a long time. I felt really uncomfortable putting myself out there and like showing up like through audio and things like that. Then the more times I practiced and got comfortable, I just had to get comfortable. So where are you stuck? Where are you uncomfortable? Is it going live? Is it doing Insta stories? Is it documenting your day? Is it kind of feeling like I don't know what to write? Is it I don't want to go and put an IGTV up because I don't even know what to say, or I'm afraid people are judging me? You have to get out of that. You might lose some people right now as you really step into this, and that is okay. Those people are not meant to hear your message, but you will attract the people that are so drawn to you, that are so drawn to what you have to say, that are so drawn to your authenticity and your voice and your stories and your powerful mission and your message. Those are the people you want. Don't care about a ton of followers. Care about engagement of people that are there, that they want to hear what you have to say, okay? Clearly, I'm really passionate about this. I can't see the chat, so let me check it really fast. Fairly recently, we come from fear of love. Sounds like we all fear. So yes. Follow the fear. Here's a big one. Yeah, I put up a post about this, you guys. I'm really passionate about this. Is so many people say follow your passion. I say follow your fear. Follow what is like, oh, that like scares the shit out of me to do. Follow it. Do it. Push yourself out of your comfort zone this week and say, I'm going to do it because it scares the shit out of me. Because that is the area that is your biggest growth. Your biggest breakthrough in your business is on the other side of that fear. So write that down. Write down this week, like, what is it that really scares me? And then write on another list, what are all the judgments that you think? What do you think people are saying about you? I'll tell you right now, nobody cares. Like everyone's so self-consumed with their own shit that it's like most likely they're getting inspired by you. They're getting empowered by you. There is no judgment. They're just listening. How is this affecting me? Is it inspiring them or making them think maybe I should be doing something? So just know, like, if you were showing up from a place of service, that is the most important part. Yes, so you can take pictures all day, but actually talking into the camera, eek, so true. So that is your goal, Megan, is to like this week, I want you to get on the camera. I chose after Isagenix celebration, when that amazing speaker did the 100 days of fear. Mine was 100 days of getting myself on camera. I have not posted every video, but I get on camera and I do this every single day. I'm creating videos so that I can push myself out of my comfort zone and keep growing and growing and growing. So whatever it is that's for you, pick yours and be like, okay, I'm going to completely push myself out and I'm going to face this every single day over this like 3 weeks, okay? All right, so our job as network marketers in Isagenix is to serve, add value, and build community. If you guys know that every time you were showing up online, you were coming from a place of service and you were stepping into being a servant leader and helping people understand the power of what we have, that is the most important thing that we can control. We cannot control people saying yes or no. We cannot control people returning orders. We cannot control their decisions when they're ready or when they're not. But what we can control is educating and helping people understand the gift of Isagenix and the power that it has on our lives and what it can do for them. So if you are coming from true like service and such a humble and great place and being a human, not a salesperson, people will feel that. They'll resonate with you. They'll build trust with you. Then every time you post, be intentional. Say, how am I adding value to this person's life? I'm going to go over in week 3, I'm really going to go over moving you from being a content consumer to a content creator, moving you from like a look at me mindset to a learn from me. How can you truly step into how am I teaching? How am I teaching people more about this? Instead of just inspiring people, you can mix between inspiration, empowerment, and teaching. But people want to be entertained. They want to learn. This is your platform to be able to teach people. If you don't have that, especially if you have a full-time job, if you don't have the opportunity to be on calls all day, leverage social media by being able to teach people what you'd want to say as if you were on a call with them. Why do you love network marketing? What has it done for you? What is it doing for other people? What is the power of it with the 21st century? What do you love about residual income? Most people don't even understand what residual income is. They think they do, but they don't really know. So if you haven't watched Susan Miller's, like moving them from the left side of the quadrant where it's like trading time for money to moving them to the right side of the quadrant to learn residual income and passive income. Teach on that. Write a whole list, you guys, of all the things that you're passionate about when it comes to Isagenix. Write about telomere support. Write about why we're leading with the Forever Pack for those of you that are and why it's so different. How people can get started for such a low amount, but what the value it comes with. There's list after list after list of things that you could be teaching and adding so much value to people's lives. And it doesn't always have to be about network marketing. But if you're going to do a post, how are you showing up and teaching? My faith is so strong. So many of my posts are about faith and how God has completely been moving in my life, how I've leaned into the process with Isagenix over the past couple of years. Like so much of that, I'm not just inspiring people, but I want to like teach people and be a testimony and show people. Look at it as this is your platform. How can you create impact? And then build community. Again, we are building networks. We are building network marketers. We are building community and adding so much value to people's lives. So the richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for a job. People are seeking networks now more than ever. People are seeking side hustles more than ever. There's a huge difference of people being like, I think she sells Isagenix, or I think she's using Isagenix because I see her hold a shaker, and you showing the community and the team that you want to attract. Maybe you don't even have a team yet, and that's okay, but who do you want to attract? Start speaking as if those people are showing up, and they will show up. All right, so I want you guys to do a brand audit of your own current business right now, and then we're going to step into making over your entire social media and helping you create a brand tonight. So right now, like, I don't want you to write down followers. Followers, to me, the count is irrelevant. Yes, it's nice to get to 10,000 because you get the swipe up feature, but it's all about engagement. But what I do want is you to treat, instead of looking at it as followers, I want you to look at it as building an audience. It is your audience. You're teaching them, they're learning from you. They're not just following you, they're an audience. So how are you building your audience? When you can really get clear on who do you want to attract, what's the mission, the impact that you want to make? What does your team look like? We always say, like, think of like a round table. The top 10 people sitting around a table that you want to lock arms with and build this business with. Who do you want to have dinner with? Who do you want to travel with? Who do you want to build community with? Who are those people? That is going to step into building your audience. You want to build an audience long-term that loves you, that loves what you have to say, that wants to engage with you, that wants to like check out your Insta stories and becomes like obsessed with you because you're adding so much value to their life every single day. So don't look at them as followers, look at them as your audience. Engagement. If you're like, I don't have a lot of engagement on my posts, let me ask you, are you engaging with other people? Are you actually taking time every single day to be like, how am I spending time engaging with other people? Not direct messaging them, but loving on them. I literally save folders on Instagram. In the bottom right corner of a photo, you can press save a photo. But if you hold it, you can create followers. Create followers for people that you want to circle back to and love on and nurture and build a relationship with. Maybe they'll turn into future Isagenix team members. Maybe they won't. But either way, become a friend collector. So save those people and circle back to those people and start to nurture those people. If you want another tip, I started saving per state. So if you want a global team, or if people start following me from a different country, I save it. I'm like, oh, Australia, New Zealand, things like that. Like, start to organize with those folders and then go back and love on those people, nurture those people, engage with those people. Those become your audience because they love what you have to say. Go find the people that you want to attract and start making friends online. Your highlight reel, we're going to do a makeover on your highlight reel, but does this represent your brand? So if you look at your Isagenix, I'll show you an example here in a second, but you have the highlight reel above your newsfeed. So many people just have random stuff right there. Again, if you're treating this like your website and you're treating this like your portfolio, those need to be your core values that represent you, that represent your brand. That if somebody goes to your page the very first time on Instagram, they can get to know you right there. Like, what is this girl about? How long? You want to capture someone within 20 seconds of them coming to your page. So your bio needs to grab their attention. It needs to speak to their heart. Your highlight reel needs to showcase the value that you're going to provide this person. What do you stand for? What do you represent? When we look at the core values of Isagenix, family, fun, freedom, impact, contribution, these things represent who Isagenix is. What are the ones that represent you? Maybe it's the product. So maybe it's like anti-aging for telomere support. Maybe it is your team and community. Maybe it is events that you're so involved locally in the local events. Maybe it is inspiration. What is it to you that really represents who you are and those core values that if they go to your page, they can get to know you? And then documentation. Are you documenting your day? Are you using IG stories to just like post random shit? I see random stuff all the time on people's and I'm like, you have such an influence. You have such an impact that you could literally be moving to make a decision, activating these people to join you on this journey, but you're just sharing random stuff. So are you being intentional? Wake up every day and say, what story can I share today? What impact can I have on people today? If you're going to post a photo on your Insta stories of coffee, don't just like post coffee. Post like, hey, I'm sitting here learning and getting inspired to be able to add more value to my team to blah, blah, blah. What is it that you're doing in that moment? Or how can you teach or add value? How are you documenting your day to show the behind the scenes? Again, people buy from who they know, like, and trust. People are going to buy if they feel like they know you. I can't tell you how many times I'm out and about and I meet people out and they're like, oh my God, I follow you on Instagram and I feel like I know you. I want that from people. I want people to get to know me so that it's the same online that it is offline, because then they know exactly what to expect from you. So how are you using your IG stories to document your day and peel back the curtain and really showcase where you're at? And I have so many ideas I'm going to give you over the next 3 weeks of some of those story ideas that you guys will always have ideas to be able to do that. Audio, again, the wave of the future of everything online is audio. So you have to get comfortable. If you're not comfortable with it right now, you have to practice. You don't have to post everything, but practice. Like go on IG stories and start to practice. You can save them right there. So if you're like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll post it later, save it and go back to it, or do it 4 times until you finally find one that you like and you feel comfortable, and then post it, but practice. But get in the habit of going audio and sharing more about yourself, sharing more about your journey. Get in the habit of going audio on IGTV and sharing videos and train. Start to step into the trainer. Get in the habit of like making videos and starting to create a YouTube channel. Practice stepping into that. But the wave of the future is audio. That's what people are busy. They don't have time to read all the posts anymore, but they do have time to listen to you while they're driving to work or driving to their next meeting or walking to the coffee shops or getting ready in the morning. They're going to listen to those things. And then content, like we talked about, we're going to dive into that later. I want you guys to think long term. Do not think about, oh my God, I have to make an enrollment this week. I have to make a sale this week. I have to get my second PIB this week. When you start to think that way, you're coming from the wrong intentions. I want you guys to get laser focused on who you want to become for the future of long-term leader within Isagenix. I want you to think a year from now, 5 years from now. Who is it that you want to become in this company? What do you want to be known for? What do you want people to say about you? What is the value you want to add to people's lives? I want you to think long term and stay so focused on the long term part of this, and the money will come. Look at this part right now as building the foundation. You need to build the roots, build the foundation, the platform that people can trust you. They understand you, and you're stepping into that brand. And then over time, imagine these people that you're going to attract. The people that I attract now are completely different than the people I attracted 4 years ago. So it's like, who do you want to attract a year from now? Who do you want to attract 2 years from now, 5 years from now? Are you becoming that person? You need to evolve with that. Your social media is going to evolve. People evolve. Are you evolving your content with it? Are you evolving your content with the people you want to attract too? So when we talk energetic shift, this is what I truly mean, and this is what I love working with my leaders on, is creating an energetic shift. Today is day 1, you guys, that you got to start fresh, and you got to look at your social media in a completely new way. And I want you to just say, okay, this is the audit. I'm doing a brand audit on myself. I want you to look at how many followers do you have. Oh, I'm gonna mute somebody. Okay. How can you create an energetic shift that people can feel? I want people to be reaching out to you in a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, a month from now, being like, girl, you've really stepped up your Instagram game. Like, I can feel it because you created an energetic shift. You got clarity in your niche. You got clarity in your visual aesthetics. You got clarity in the images and stepped into doing professional images, showing up more real, laughing, smiling, doing core values, all of these things that we're going to go over. I want you guys to show up differently. So look at yours right now and say, would you want to buy from you? Would you want to follow you? Would someone come to your page right now and feel so inspired, or feel like you've added so much value to them and they've learned and they know exactly what to expect from you? Because even sometimes you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over. Good, because you're going to be attracting new followers now. And the people that are going to follow you in 2 weeks from now, you're going to want to have them hear the message that you're saying today. So we're going to teach you that ways too, of like, what are those stories that you're sharing and how can you rotate between them that truly represent your brand? I'm going to check any comments. Cool. Okay. So what does this mean? Who are you speaking to? If you are speaking to everybody, you are speaking to nobody. The riches are in the niches. I 100% believe this. However, I'm not necessarily going to talk to you about your avatar tonight. Your avatar is literally getting so detailed with like, I want a 25-year-old girl who has pink nail polish. Her name is Gina. She has blonde hair and she loves to go blah, blah, blah. We're not going to talk that tonight. I want you guys to think bigger. I want you to think of like the niche is so much bigger, but even bigger than that, you guys, is the mission. What is your mission that you want to create impact with in Isagenix? What is the mission that you are ultimately working toward? What is the calling that God has put on your heart? Why did you say yes to Isagenix? Ultimately, like really, not just because you wanted to lose 5 pounds and you want to help other people lose 5 pounds. That's bullshit. Yes, it's going to happen, but there is something so much bigger. Your mission is so much bigger. Is it really tapping into that person, to like that mom that is just exhausted, that just wants to, that is craving energy, craving confidence, craving to have her body back, craving to look in the mirror and recognize the person looking back at her? Is it the person that is just overly worked, exhausted, that is never going to be able to make the money that they deserve, and they pour their life into a job and they deserve so much more freedom, more finances, more income, more time to spend with their families, because you know their hustles, you know they work so much hard and they deserve more? Like, is it the people you want to help retire from their job because they have a greater impact that they are meant to be pursuing? What is it for you? What is the ultimate mission that you want to create, the result that you want to have in someone's life? That is what I want you guys to move from. So every time you show up online, every time you're speaking to someone on Instagram stories, every time you're writing a post, I want you to literally visualize this person and this mission of speaking directly to them. Okay? Because when you can do that, you're going to move people with your emotions. Mine, you guys, isn't even related to Isagenix. I literally just want to bring people deeper in their faith, bring them closer to God, and move them, because I honestly believe Isagenix is for the chosen ones. I feel like God has just put a calling on this company and a calling on everybody's hearts with these people, and we are meant to just be in this company to change people's lives on such deep, deep levels and move them into that direction. So it's like when you can speak from that level of integrity and that heart and that deep passion that is fueling you every single day, that what you are waking up and why you want to get the Forever Pack, why you want to get any product into these people's hands, why you want to change their life with this opportunity, that needs to be moved through you. That is your mission. So when you are speaking to people, who are you speaking to? You want to write as if you're talking directly to one person. You want to speak as if you're talking directly to that person, because why? The person on the receiving end is going to say, I feel like she's talking to me. I feel like she's speaking to my soul. I feel like she's speaking to my heart. I feel like that is exactly what I needed to hear today. And when you can come from that, it will change everything, you guys. It literally will change the game for you, and you become an attraction marketing machine, and the right people start showing up. Every day I wake up and I say a prayer. Who can I be an earth angel in their life today? Who can I impact today? I literally meditate every day. I visualize every single day people reaching out to me saying, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I've watched your transformation. I've watched your journey. I'm ready. Like messaging me, and it happens all the time. I get messages online of people who are ready. So you have to start to step into that and start to manifest those people coming to you, because you have such clarity in what you want to impact and who you want to impact. So what does your brand represent? I actually picked a salon for this example. It's one of the salons I coach. I still coach a couple salons. And the reason I'm doing this instead of a network marketing one is because you're the consumer of a salon. So I want you to look at this from a consumer standpoint, because this is how consumers are going to look at you, okay? So if you look at this as Posh, right here, this is before I gave them a makeover. It says Posh Salon. It just has the phone number, just has the address on the website, and this is their highlight reel, just random stuff, okay? And then their feed was all over the place. Does this make you want to go to them? It's just blah. It's just like a random salon. This is a really good salon in Denver. This is just blah and boring and does not give them the credit or the value that it truly deserves for the brand that they truly are. So I remade it and I put Denver's top luxury brand hair salon representing Kerastase and Arbu, which are the top product lines. Hair partner for, and I did their media sponsors and featured in InStyle and Allure magazine. I'm like, you guys need to own that. You guys need to step into that. And then it's like I redid their branding that was way more powerful, and I redid their icons, and I created their values, their core values that represent them as a brand. So this is where I want you guys to look at yours and say, okay, as if you're a consumer going to this salon, which of these would you want to go to? 90% of you, probably 99% of you would choose this one on the right because it represents the top luxury salon. It represents quality. It represents professionalism. It represents the level that it performs at. You would trust that. So I want you to look at yours. Does your bio give you the credit that you deserve? Sometimes it's really hard to give yourself credit. So ask a friend to be like, what should I write? Like, what is it that I could truly step into that I want to become? Own being a professional network marketer. Own it. Be proud of that. We work for the top network marketing company in the world. We are changing the game in the world. Own that. Who do you want to become in this industry? Step into that. So we want to give you guys a bio, a makeover. The very first thing I want to do, I want you to change your Instagram name. If you have some fluffy name, change it right now to your full name. Anything, it's all the name. Look at any top leader that you follow. Look at any top business influencer. Look at top brands. It's names. Don't have fluff. Get rid of all the cleverness and go for clarity. Clarity is the real, is what's going to drive you. Change it to your name. It's going to give you more power. Own who you are. Step into that as a personal brand. And then step into this. If you don't have necessarily some top characteristics, borrow Isagenix. Isagenix is a top Inc. 5000 fastest growing companies in the world. Put that. We're impacting world health. Put that. We have created over 300 millionaires. Be like, I'm so grateful to be a part of a company that's created over 300 millionaires. Whatever it is you want to put, but who do you, or your mission? If you're like, I help retire people from their job to pursue their calling that's put on their heart, put that. I help help people get out of debt and pay off their college loans, put that. What is the mission? I help moms gain their confidence back, have more energy, and fall back in love with themselves. Put that. What is the mission? The people, when they come to your page, they're like, I want to follow this person. I want to learn from this person. I want to hear more about this person, and they stay with you because they're captivated by that. Take ownership of who you are, even if it feels uncomfortable. Goes back to the reputation. People only know about you by what you're willing to say about yourself. So if you want to step into something, put it on there and start to step into that leader, the 2.0 version of you. Make sense? All right. Is this helping? I get all fired up, but then I'm like, is anybody still listening? Just kidding. All right, so this I used at my own personal example. When I started Isagenix, this is how my feed looked on the left. This is a cluster. This does not do anything, you guys. I have random tiles that say random stuff. For starters, just so you know, tiles like this is a tile with words. It lowers algorithms. People want to see you and they want to see your face. Even if you feel like, oh, I feel like I'm being there are times where I feel like I'm coming across so vain because it's all photos of me and I'm not that person, but it's higher engagement. People want to see you. I coach stylists all the time. I'm like, if you have a page of all just hair and no one can see you, people want to see behind the scenes of your work. They want to get to know you. The same thing goes for this. Don't put a bunch of tiles or random stuff. People want to get to know you. This had no intention behind it whatsoever. I had low engagement. I had 3,000 followers. There maybe 30 likes per thing, no engagement. Then I was like, cool, I'm going to get with a color palette. I want to start adding pops of pink. But I want to point something out. This is dark. Everything is very dark. It looks bright on here, but if you actually go to my Instagram, it's dark. There was things, and I was like, I started to notice it. I'm not smiling. I'm not smiling. I'm not smiling. Not smiling. Not smiling. None of these, one of them, I was smiling. It's all very dark, and it's almost intimidating. And I was like, when I look at this is me. And I'm like, when I look at this, I feel dark. I don't feel bright and fluffy like someone wants to reach out to me and be like, hey, I want to join you on whatever you're doing. It's intimidating. This to me is intimidating and dark, and it does not give you the good vibes that I am all about. So I switched it up and I brightened everything up. Other than this photo where I'm not smiling right here, all of them, here, I don't know if you can see, all of them I'm laughing. Well, not all of them. 2 of them are not. I allow people deeper into my relationship. I smile, and all of these. I got professional images done. Well, I had Chris, my boyfriend, take me, and we took professional images. I stepped up my game. I created an energetic shift online. I started doing all audio. So now the entire center feed of my whole feed is audio. So these are all 5 to 10 minute videos that I uploaded to IGTV, and they're Crazy Faith. This talks about why I left my job and went all in with network marketing and had insane faith in following the calling God put on my heart. Follow the fear. I talk about the 100-day challenge of pushing myself out of my comfort zone. Be transparent, you guys. Share your journey of what makes you uncomfortable. It's relatable to people. I'm so transparent online. Like, you want people to understand what you're going through and why you're doing the things you're doing. I talk about the 21-day challenge and the power of healthy habits and transforming your habits. And then I talk about why join my team, why I chose to do this. Like, I want people to learn about it, the power of, like, what does it mean to be a part of a network marketing company? I put it out there. It's a 10-minute video. So when you can upload them to IGTV, you can add an icon tile. So this is the top icon tile that it can still flow. So point being, what do you guys feel when you look at this? Do you feel like this is blah, this is kind of dark, and this is light and fluffy and a lot more welcoming, and the smiles make it welcoming? When you're smiling and you look happy online, guess what happens? People are like, oh my gosh, I want to reach out to her. She's creating the space that makes me feel comfortable to reach out to her. So how can you do the same for yourself? How can you go on and do an audit? I want you guys to look at your photos. I want you to say, what is getting the most engagement? What do people want to see? What's getting the worst engagement? What do you feel when you look at yours? What is it, the emotion that it's actually creating for you? And then I want you to do an audit on your Insta stories. Understand who's following you. Put the polls up. Be like, male or female? How old are you? What profession do you do? Go through your people. How many of them do you know and how many of them you don't know? What do they do for a living? Are they network marketers? Are they all in sales? Are they all in the industry you work in? Like, get a feeling for it. But understand, you guys, what you really need to understand as you step into being a professional network marketer and really owning this, you're going to lose people, and that's okay. I have a lot of people that watch my Insta stories that I'm like, they're never going to join they might. I look at everyone's going to join my Isagenix team, but I'm not speaking to them. I'm speaking to the people I want to attract, the people that I want to, like, actually impact, and I don't worry about those other people. And I still have people. I have people that have left my Isagenix team, they quit, and they watch my stories religiously. So I'm like, you just don't know. But if you're like, how am I adding value and serving every single day? That is the most important thing. And the right people start showing up. So don't get uncomfortable if you're like, oh, that's my cousin and that's my friend's sister's husband, and I feel like blah, blah, blah. You're not speaking to them. Speak to the people that you want to impact, and everything will shift for you. But again, ask yourself, how does it make me feel? What is getting most engagement? What allows your audience to really get to know you? And then pay attention to your content. We are going to give you so much content strategy, but pay attention to your content right now. Go back and read it. 1, do you have call to actions? Are you activating people and allowing people to reach out to you? Or are you just posting? How intentional are you with your posts? Are you teaching? Are you educating? Or are you just posting to post? Like, get familiar with where you're at so you know where you can go. All right, so here, this is really going to help you to step into who you are as a brand. This is what I do every time I felt stuck over the last couple of years. This is the exact exercise I've done to get clarity on who I want to become in this industry, who I am, not even who I want to become, but who am I, and how can I start to step into that online so other people can see that. So I want you guys to pick 5 people online who inspire you in some way. They can be Isagenix leaders. They could be other network marketing leaders. They could be podcasters. They could be your friends. They could be whoever you want, but who inspires you and is doing it right. I don't want you to just be like, oh, my friend, she's just fun and like things. No, you people that you want to buy from, people that you're learning from, people that are inspiring you, people that are challenging you, people that are taking you to the next level. Those people. So like some of mine are like a couple top Isagenix millionaires. Some are top podcasters that I like love that are like basically like business influencers online. One is another network marketer in a different company that I just love. She like owns it and is amazing. So I have these people, and what I do is I write out their names. I pick 5 of them, 5 different people, and then I write 5 things about each one that they represent. So I'll give you an example. Chris Harder, top Isagenix millionaire. I love Chris Harder. I like want to be the female version of Chris Harder. If him and Angie Lee had a baby, it's me. Angie Lee and Chris Harder would be 2 of mine. Chris Harder, I love him. He's an Isagenix millionaire. He has For the Love of Money podcast. He owns the wealth and money mindset game. I love his mindset around money. I love his mindset around business. I love his mindset around entrepreneurship. But he's also about contribution. He's about family. All of these things represent him. Then I love Angie Lee. She's been a huge, huge mentor to me. She has a podcast. She's an affiliate marketer. She does events. So her 5 ones is like she owns marketing and sales. She owns like moving people from fear and being more brave online. Like write out those things that represent them. So it could be pick Emily Bobber. What does she represent? Pick anybody that you want. Pick the Gold Digger podcast, Jenna Kutcher. What does she represent? Write out those 5 things that they represent that really resonate with you. And then I want you to pick 1 to 2 of each of those. And I want you to pick the 5 that you represent. That you're like, this is why it speaks to me. This is the person that I want to become. This is what I want to train on, teach on, be on, add value on, serve on, everything. It will give you so much clarity. The people that resonate with you and inspire you guys is because it's something inside of you that already exists. It's something that lights you up inside because it's already inside of you. So pick out those core things and say, this is what makes me me. This is what truly makes me the leader that I want to become. And I'm going to start to own this. I'm going to start to master these things. I'm going to start to step into this person. What are those people really good at? Are they really good at like going online and creating videos? Are they really good at writing content? Are they, what is it about them? Are they great at doing events? What are the things and how can you start to step into this? This is going to give you so much clarity on the person that you are meant to become. And then this is like, let me move this back. I don't know how. I'll just pull it down. Okay, so what are your, when you can, okay, we're going to go into content later on, but this is going to just give you the big picture and then we're going to get deeper. What are your 4 macro stories? So now that you have, tonight, what you guys need to be doing is revamping your Instagram name to be your full name. You're going to remake your bio. And you're going to step into the leader that you're meant to be on your bio. And just so you know, you guys, I'm accessible and available to all of you. So just direct message me on Instagram and say, hey, can you look at my bio? And I can make edits and adjustments. So feel free to send me that, but update your bio. You're going to update your highlight reel and you're going to add icons. To create those icons, you're going to use Canva. So if you don't already use Canva, C-A-N-V-A, Canva is how I created this PowerPoint. It is everything. It's how I create my PowerPoints. It's how I create my marketing materials. It's everything. It's free, which is amazing. So what you can do is go on Canva, create an Insta story, pick your color palette, your background, and then you can either type out what you want for your values, like it could be nutrition, or you can create icons and make like an icon for nutrition, and then you'll just type nutrition. If you need help on how to update those icons or your highlight reel, just let me know. And then you're gonna start to like look at your aesthetic and you're gonna like say, how does all that feel? You're gonna do an audit. You're gonna pick your color palette. You're gonna pick your filters. You're gonna pick your aesthetics of how you wanna represent and how you wanna start showing up from this point forward on your visual aesthetic that represents you as a brand. And then the next step is this. You are going to get really clear on your macro stories that represent you as a brand and why you chose network marketing and why you said yes to Isagenix and what makes you you. So your 4 macro stories are the big bang things that you're going to rotate that make you who you are. So it could be like, I was $100,000 in student loan debt and why you said yes to Isagenix and it's helped you pay off the debt. It could be leaving your job to go full time. It could be your massive digestive issues that were ruining your life and Isagenix completely changed that. It could be, say you're really passionate about your relationships, you're really passionate about faith, you're really passionate about specific topics. What are the 4 specific topics that make up who you are, that represent you as a core brand, okay? Because you're gonna rotate between these. And here's what I mean by that. Let's just say, I'll use me for example. One of mine is retiring from my job to go full-time with Isagenix. That's not something I post every week, but I probably will talk about it once a month because I'm attracting new followers I'm attracting audience, growing my audience at all times. So new people, I want them to see it. I always want it in one of my like top 9 photos is something about that journey, because that's a big part of my journey. That's a big part of what I want to inspire people. So that's a big part of what I want them to learn from me right away. Another one is my faith. So in my top 9 photos, I'm always going to have one that's talking about my faith, one that's always talking about my relationship. And then for me, my product journey was all about digestive issues. I suffered from inflammatory bowel disease for years. Isagenix literally changed my life. So I talk about that. I'm open about that. So I talk about residual income. I talk about the opportunity. I personally, you guys, lead with the business. I don't lead with products. So what is it that you want to lead with? Like, are you leading with gut health? Are you leading with residual income? Are you leading with moms who have no energy? Are you leading with being a millennial and paying off college debt? Are you leading with people who are ready to retire and they don't have enough money? Like, when you're so clear on the mission and who you want to impact, you got to create your 4 brand stories, your macro stories around this. So type in the chat box if you have one that comes to you right now. Type in the chat box what yours would be. Residual income, healthy aging. Yes, love that. Passion to ignite young people into their calling. Yes, I love that. So get even more clear on that. So like one of your ones that you're always going to rotate is to passion to ignite young people into their calling. So that's one is like the START movement. You could literally talk about the START movement or every 9 photos, for example. Moms and dads stuck in okay jobs and missing time with their children. Yes, that's huge. That is a macro story. So your macros are these topics that is like, you're going to have a story around it. And over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to teach you how to write powerful content that activates people. These are all great ones. Great, great. I love it. Helping others regain their health and energy. Yes, you could get more clear on that. I would dive even deeper. That's a little too macro. What specifically, like helping who? Do you have a specific type of person that needs better health and more energy, and get a little more specific with health, which we can do in the micro stories too. So then the second part of this is the micro stories. What are your 4 micro stories? When you look at this, it's like you're going to have your 4 macro brand stories that you're going to rotate between, but then you can have 4 micro stories under each one of those. So to give you an example, if my macro story is I was able to retire from my job to go full-time with Isagenix, my macro stories could be having 20 seconds of insane courage to resign from my job. One could be the power of residual income that was like created leverage for me to be able to save money. It could be, oh my God, there's so many, but like pick 4 different ones under each one. Say yours is gut health. You could pick like, one could be about like the microbiome and your digestive health. One could be about reading the labels on the nutrition you're picking. One could be about whatever. So when you can create these 4 macro ones, or like, let's pick some of yours. Developing retirement income and a legacy. Yes, I love that. So if your macro story is developing retirement income, then you could create 4 micro stories that are going to speak to that person that needs to retire from their job or needs to save for retirement, or a specific one is like, what's the ultimate legacy that you're creating? And do you have enough money to pass down to generations to come? So what is it that your legacy is like? You could go multiple angles at that. Is ultimately, what's the legacy you want to leave behind? What do you want people to say about you, remember about you? What's the impact that you've had in this world? But also a legacy is what you're passing down. So what is the legacy that you're passing down to your kids and your grandkids? Well, that starts with hitting that age when you want to retire. So there's so many that you could do around that specific one. So this is really going to help you guys get way more intentional, more clarity on what is it that you're really writing about and helping people get closer and understand your mission. So if your entire brand story is this, like owning, I want to attract every single person possible that needs money for retirement. Did you guys know 60% of people don't have retirement? And of the 40% that have retirement, 60% don't have more than $10,000. Like, that's scary. I think all of us should be talking about that. But if you made that your niche and your mission was just retirement, you could own that. Like, Sylvia, you have that. I would love to talk to you one-on-one. Like, you could be owning that. And if that's what you talked about and you just rotated between that, and then you went out and found those people, like anybody above the age of 50, and started really speaking that in your content, you will create like rapid fire people reaching out to you, or know people who need people that went to lunch with their friend and they're worried about their retirement. And they're like, oh my gosh, you really need to talk to my friend Sylvia. I follow her online, and she really educates people on the power of residual income and how network marketing has been a vehicle to allow her to blah, blah, blah. So it's like when you can like really own your mission, they're just going to come to you. And then it's omnipresent. It's going to be on their minds at all times. Like, you want the story over and over and over on these people's minds so they know exactly who to come to. I was at the mall earlier, and this guy that I know reached out to me. He's like, I have someone I want to introduce you to. He's a part of Isagenix, but he doesn't do the business. So he's referring her to me because she wants to do the business. That is exactly what I want. I want everybody out there to know in my community or network, be like, if you want to do this, you need to go to Laren. You want people to say, if you want to build this, you need to go to Sylvia. You need to go to Nancy. You need to go to Chantel. That is your goal. Or lost it all with a brick and mortar. Yes. Starting over at 65. Yes. So not everyone's going to have experienced that, but you can speak to it because there's so many people out there who own a brick and mortar and they maybe haven't lost theirs yet, but they want an exit strategy. I talked to so many salon owners, for example, they all want an exit strategy. They're like, how do I get out of this? When there's only so long their bodies are going to actually be able to function to do hair. Same thing with any brick and mortar. People go into entrepreneurship because they think it's going to be all fun and glamorous. And all of a sudden, a few years in, they're exhausted, they're overworked, and they're not making as much money as they thought. Speak to the entrepreneurs. Speak to those people. Write a whole list of all of their pain points and challenges. This is huge with your mission and your niche. I have it on my wall right here. You guys need a whole list in front of you of what are those people's pain points and challenges. Use their power words. Do research. Go online and Google that. Be like, entrepreneurships who own a brick and mortar. Write out power words that is everything about. And that is what you're going to put into your content because you're going to speak to that person's heart. And then write all of those desires. What is it that they desire? Entrepreneurs, they want to make more money. They want more time, but they didn't realize when they went into entrepreneurship that they weren't going to have more time. They need systems to be able to duplicate the same way we do in network marketing. If a business, a brick and mortar needs to grow, they need systems. So speak to those people and then show them how network marketing has all the things that they need without having overhead, without having inventory, without having accounting costs and payroll costs and HR costs and the headache that goes into a brick and mortar. Show the difference. But if you can speak to that person's pain points and challenges and then show them how network marketing is a solution, that they can be the exit strategy so that they can still be an entrepreneur, but create the residual income long-term to be able to have that exit strategy and save for retirement, it's game over. That's all you need to talk about online. Then the right people start showing up and you start to build your audience around that person. Make sense? Whew, okay, now that we're over an hour, I'm going to wrap this up for this first one. So next week, first of all, do you guys type in the chat box if you have any questions of anything that I've said before I wrap up. Type in and I'll answer them before we get off, or you guys can unmute too. But next week is going to be all about the methods that you're going to use for everything. So the power of IGTV, we're going to dive into that. IG stories to sell. I'm going to go over so many ideas of IG stories that you guys could be doing. We already talked about your mission, but now we're going to talk about your message and your method of the process that you're going to walk them through. And then research role model results is actually something I've learned from Angie Lee. That's amazing. So when you're like, I don't know what content to write, you're going to rotate between these three. Then I'm going to teach you my method of how I build an audience, how I engage the audience, how I educate the audience, and how I activate them and move them from online to offline to build the relationship and then get them on my Isagenix team when they're ready. And then we're going to help you set up a social media calendar so that you know exactly what to post for the future. And then week 3, content creation and conversion. So I'm going to teach you how to move from being a content consumer to a content creator. And I'm going to walk you through my method of how I actually create content and give you guys some serious, like you will walk out of that being so excited to actually write content and post on social media, and it will change the game for everything. And then how we're going to move you from like truly being like, look at me, to learn from me and stepping into owning being a network marketer and starting to really teach online. Okay, so a couple questions. Next week sounds awesome. That's awesome. Where do you get filters or how do you create them? Great question. Let's talk about some apps so you guys can get familiar with them right now. Lightroom. Lightroom is an amazing app where you can adjust all the lighting. So I would encourage, if you don't have a good camera, iPhones are amazing. If you do have a good camera, find a friend and go take some lifestyle photos. Pick a fun spot in your town, go take photos. Then you can upload them to Lightroom and you can play with lighting effects. You can add exposure, brightness, darkness, contrast, everything. Start playing with that. It allows you to act like a professional photographer. Later, the app Later is really good. Do you guys ever see how when people, if you're not using an app to write your content, do you notice how it smushes it all together and it's one chunk paragraph? It's really hard for people to read. It looks too long and they don't want to read it. Then do you look at other people's, how it's specifically broken up into little paragraphs and it stays that way? The app Later allows you to upload a photo, write the content, it'll keep the paragraphs separated, and then you can post it right from there. I'll go over the Insta story ones next week. Split photo is really good. If you want to create an energetic shift from this day forward, I would pick a photo you love, go onto Canva, which is free, play with like certain, like you can do Facebook cover, you can do Insta stories, upload a photo you love, save that. You can go to split photo. It'll put it into 3 icons. You can split it so it goes across your 3 on Instagram. So it starts it fresh from this point forward. And then everything from this point forward, you can create a whole fresh new brand for yourself. There's so many in lighting. Just go, if you go on apps, just put in like Instagram filters. There's a lot of presets. Like you can go on and Google like Instagram presets, and then you buy presets that are filters. So it'll have a variety. You choose which filter you want, and then it lets you download it, and it will show up in your Lightroom, and then you have a whole filter series in there. I use a specific one called Self-Made, but I don't think it's available anymore. I can use it, but they closed it to new people. So as soon as they open that up to the next like round of people, I'll let you guys know. You can try, but I don't think it'll let you. And then we'll talk Insta story ones next week. So, okay, so enter the contest, post something from this training on your Instagram with a photo of something from this. Tag me at Lauren Kelly, and I'm gonna enter you to win. And I want you guys to be in the habit of documenting. Follow each other. If you go to the very top of this entire chat, I don't know if you guys did it, put all of your Instagram handles on here so you guys can follow each other. Did you guys type in the chat box, did you find this valuable? Awesome. Okay, cool. So I want you guys to pick 1 or 2 people or whoever on your team that you think needs this. I will post this recording inside of the Brand You event page and in Forever University and Start, and then tag people in it that you want to watch it, and then make sure that they're on the next one next week. So I hope you guys have a great night. I'm so glad that you found this valuable and that it helped. And I'm gonna stop the share, stop recording.